Ahoy there, mateys! It be International Talk Like a Pirate Day. But don't worry, I won't be doing that for the whole video. I will, however, be keeping this hat. I wanted to commemorate this holiday by discussing a particularly piratey piece of pop culture. However, I couldn't choose between two different films, so I decided to make two videos. In this video, I'll be discussing one of my favourite childhood films, Muppet Treasure Island. Don't forget to give this video a like, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Following The Muppet Christmas Carol, which I discussed in a previous video, Jim Henson Productions was keen to adapt another classic story. They eventually settled on an adaptation of Robert Louis Stevenson's 1883 novel, Treasure Island, which technically makes this film a prequel, as the historical setting of Treasure Island predates that of A Christmas Carol. Beware! There be spoilers ahead! This film follows the same formula as its predecessor, casting human actors in the lead roles, while the Muppets play supporting characters. The novel's protagonist, Jim Hawkins, is played by a young Kevin Bishop. Early on, Gonzo and Rizzo were going to play two characters named Jim and Hawkins, following their prominent roles in The Muppet Christmas Carol. However, it was felt the duo lacked the emotional depth the story required. Gonzo and Rizzo instead appear as themselves in specially created roles as Jim's best friends.
Come on. Yeah. Oh, well, I guess the human beings want to hang out together. Don't want to spend time with a rat in the,
whatever.
Yeah.
Tim Curry plays the one-legged pirate Long John Silver. Curry's naturally flamboyant style is perfectly suited to the Muppets, and the actor is clearly having a ball throughout. Billy Connolly also appears as the short-lived Billy Bones. Connolly is joked about being the only man to ever die in a Muppet movie.
He died? And this is supposed to be a kid's movie!
The Muppets are all well cast in this film. Kermit the Frog is perhaps the most sincere as Captain Abraham Smollett.
You must be the cabin boys.
Yes, sir.
Which one of you is Hawkins?
I am, sir.
I knew your father, Jim. He was a good man.
Thank you, sir.
Having been written in the 1800s, the original novel doesn't feature any prominent female characters. In fact, Treasure Island was originally titled The Sea Cook, a story for boys. Because of this, Miss Piggy appears as the gender-swapped Benjamina Gunn. The character is also given a romantic history with Captain Smollett.
I was on a ship headed for Zanzibar. I got cold feet.
You're a frog. You're supposed to have cold feet.
For some reason, Fozzie Bear is dumbed down as the self-proclaimed rich half-wit young Squire Trelawney.
Well, gentlemen, this is definitely a genuine bona fide treasure map.
Really?
Oh yes, Mr. Bimbo told me so. Oh, Mr. Bimbo lives in my finger. He's very smart. He's been to the moon. Thank you. Twice.
Mr. Bimbo is one of the film's strangest running gags.
Your finger hired the crew?
No, that's silly. The man who lives in my finger hired the crew.
Sam the Eagle receives his most prominent role in a Muppet film as Samuel Arrow. Various other Muppets have cameos throughout the film.
Hey, man, I can't figure out what side we're on. Are we with the pirates or the frog captain?
Oh, hey, man, just play the gig. Never get involved in politics.
Politics! Politics!
Muppet Treasure Island also introduces several new Muppets, who have since gone on to appear in other productions, including the TV series Muppets Tonight, which premiered a month after the film's release. During production, veteran Muppet performer Frank Oz was also directing Bowfinger. Because of this, he was too busy to appear on set for most of filming, so Kevin Clash, best known for performing Elmo on Sesame Street, puppeteered his characters, while Oz dubbed their voices in post-production. Like its predecessor, the world of Muppet Treasure Island is designed to accommodate both humans and Muppets alike. The Hispaniola is a particularly impressive achievement. The ship was built on a large gimbal to simulate the rocking motion of being at sea. Director Brian Henson worried that people would get seasick, so he made the cast and crew take Dramamine. While no one did get seasick, many people, including Tim Curry, struggled to stay awake. As always, Jim Henson Productions continued to push the limits of puppetry. This film even includes an early and rare example of digital Muppet characters. Muppet Treasure Island has a great soundtrack. Hans Zimmer's score is fantastically stirring, particularly his main Treasure Island theme. The musical numbers are deliberately theatrical, and more often than not, incredibly catchy. The film features 7 original songs, written by husband and wife Barry Mann and Cynthia Weil. Most of these songs serve a purpose within the narrative, with the exception of Cabin Fever. The film's co-writer, Kirk Thatcher, described the song as a completely ridiculous musical number in the middle of the movie, simply to do a completely ridiculous musical number in the middle of the movie. In contrast, the fantastic opening number, Shiver My Timbers, is surprisingly dark.
It's as dark a tale as was ever told of the lust for treasure and the love of gold.
In case that warning wasn't enough, the sequence literally ends with murder.
Shiver my timbers, shiver my sails, dead men tell no tales.
There are a handful of other dark or scary moments throughout the film. For instance, the scene in which the Admiral Benbow Inn is attacked by pirates gave me nightmares the first time I saw it, though to be fair, I was quite a sensitive child. However, for the most part, the film is less committed to the darker elements of its source material, instead opting for a more comedic tone. Brian Henson described the film as a loose adaptation. The humour is very self-aware, with the fourth wall being broken on multiple occasions, often thanks to the rats who use the Central Voyage as a luxury cruise.
And here's a photo opportunity you will not want to miss. The actual jungle location for the movie Muppet Treasure Island.
Oh my goodness.
Keep up, people.
Hey, when do we eat? Oh, my feet are killing me.
The film is also full of anachronistic pop culture references.
We'd be out searching for that treasure, sailing the 7 seas on a 5-year mission, boldly going where no man has gone before. Say, that's catchy.
Not every joke is comedy gold, but fans of the Muppets' signature style of humour won't be disappointed.
Oh, how infortuitous our firearms weren't loaded, Beaky.
I'll say we might have shot somebody.
There are a couple of more adult jokes, including a running gag about Benjamina's romantic history.
Oh, hello, Long John.
Oh no, him too?
Like all great Muppet productions, this film is not without sincerity. The relationship between Jim Hawkins and Long John Silver forms the emotional core of the narrative. Though he spends most of the film blatantly manipulating Jim, in the end, Long John does harbour genuine affection for him.
Run, lad! Save yourself!
Why are you doing this for me?
Because I like you, boy. I hope you didn't think I was lying about that.
Kevin Bishop and Tim Curry really sell this relationship.
Oh, hell, Jim. I can never harm you. You're honest and brave and true. You didn't learn that from me.
I learnt it from my friends, Mr. Silver. Now take your oars and row away. I never want to see you again, ever.
As I said, Muppet Treasure Island is one of my favourite childhood films. It may not hold up quite as well as The Muppet Christmas Carol, but really, what does? This is still a thoroughly entertaining film which can be enjoyed by people of all ages. Make sure you check out my other pirate-themed video, in which I discuss the 4th Pirates of the Caribbean film, On Stranger Tides. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let me know how you feel about this film. Also, let me know what your favourite pirate films are. If you enjoyed this video, why not give it a like? Maybe share it with a friend. Or an enemy. Either way, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to see more content here on Channel 73.